What's going on, Swifties? I got a chance to check out Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour, and I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift. I like a lot of her songs. I think she is a talented woman, plus she is a strong businesswoman. And when they surprisingly announced the Eras Tour film, I was really surprised because I know how much these concert tickets go. So if you are a fan and you're not able to go to it, this is going to be a fun experience for you. Whether you hate Taylor Swift or not, there is no denying that she puts on a fantastic show. She puts a lot of effort into her stage, her choreography, into the whole production, and makes sure everybody that has supported her throughout the years has a fun time. And that's exactly what you get with the Eras Tour movie. I really enjoyed my time, and even as somebody that isn't a big fan of hers, I was able to appreciate this just for the fan experience alone. Because this is an experience where you want to get up and start dancing, start singing, and just have fun with either your friends, your family, and just being in an environment where everybody is dancing and singing. That is going to add to the experience. And even if you are in one of those bigger formats like IMAX, RPX, XD, it will make you feel like you're actually at the concert. And that is something that I really enjoyed. Now, I know a lot of people really don't like Taylor Swift, and when they announced it, they were really befuddled that this movie was actually going to be in theaters, saying that there's going to be a lot of complaints from other patrons, and saying that this isn't an actual movie, it's just a concert thing. And to that argument, I will say this: if you don't consider this a movie, well, then you can't really consider Metallica's Into the Never a movie, because that one was actually played on IMAX screens. And if you're going to say that Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour isn't a movie, well, I guess you can't count Metallica Into the Never a movie. But I consider this a movie. It is just an experience. And as somebody that isn't a Taylor Swift fan, just looking around and seeing people have fun, myself included, I did about 95% of the singing and dancing as well. If you're not a hardcore Swiftie or a hardcore fan of Taylor Swift's music, this isn't going to be for you. It's nearly 3 hours long. They cut 40 minutes from the actual concert. And if you're not a hardcore Swiftie or you're not that big a fan of Taylor Swift, this isn't going to be for you, because there are some lulls in here that just weren't for me. I'm not the biggest fan of her Evermore or Folklore or Midnights album, so that wasn't for me. That was where I had some of my lulls and some of my pee breaks in there. But I will say this: there are some moments in the Evermore and the Midnights albums that play a lot better in the concert than it does on the albums for me personally. My two favorites from those are Karma and Willow. I think those were the two biggest highlights for me. But I grew up with Taylor Swift, listening to all of her music coming from when she first started up until now, and she has some bangers in her catalog. I really enjoyed a lot of them, and I know some people think that Taylor Swift is overplayed, and Shake It Up is one of those songs that is probably overplayed. For me personally, I absolutely love that song. It is just one of those songs where you just feel like getting up and dancing and just shaking everything off and just really letting yourself come loose. And what I really love about this concert movie is just the way that it was just presented from beginning to end. Those nice transitions, whether you get lights from the cell phone footage and then it turns into text. A lot of those were really creative touches that I really enjoyed, plus a lot of great camera movements. Especially my favorite camera movement is a little sweeping shot of Taylor when she's performing Don't Blame Me, and you get to that chorus and just the camera just sweeps around her. That was one of my favorite highlight moments. And this was just a fun experience. This is going to be one of those things where if you're young, if you're in your preteens or you're a teen or you're just a kid, this is going to be an experience and a memory for you that you will take forever. This is going to be one of those moments where you're talking to your kids about, I was at the Taylor Swift Eras concert movie. The crowd was jumping, it was popping. I had a fun time with my friends, I had a fun time with my family. And that is really, and just looking at all the fans and just seeing everybody have a good time, it really reminds you what the movies really are. It's just a place where you can have fun, have great experiences, whether it's a concert movie or not. This is going to be one of those moments where you're going to look back in your life and you're going to say, I kind of wish I was at the concert, but getting the movie was a lot better. And maybe in time, you're going to be able to go to a Taylor Swift concert because I feel like that is the one thing in life that you actually have to do because she puts on a great show. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of hers. So going to one of her concerts, it's definitely going to be an experience I would love to have in person. But those are my thoughts on Taylor Swift's The Era Tour. Have you guys checked it out? How many times are you going to go check it out in theaters? I know I'm going to be checking it out a couple of times because I just had a good time. I want to have a good time with this, and it's definitely one of those moments where I'm probably going to be going several times. But let me know how many times you guys are going to go, and also let me know which era of Taylor Swift is your favorite, and what is your favorite Taylor Swift song.